Hi, everyone. I want to touch today on one basic question that I want to ask you. That is, what did 2020 teach you about your home? So much happened in 2020, and although I do not personally know what happened in your life specifically necessarily, I do know what happened in our lives along with the lives of a lot of our clients. And that is a lot of working from home, a lot of home childcare or homeschooling or virtual schooling or, homesteading, whatever it looked like. It was a lot of home stuff. And there was the period where we were completely shut down, as we all know, and nobody was leaving anywhere. But as we reopened in different stages, people were still working a lot from home, and you still might be working a lot from home. You still may be totally virtual. Your school still may be totally virtual. At the end of the day, what did COVID teach you? What did that experience teach you about your home? A lot of people that we know, a lot of our friends, our family, ourselves, we completely shifted our home office setup. We originally, in our home office, did not have a door on our home office. And then COVID happened. And we have 3 children under the age of 4, and we put a door on that. And so there were a lot of things that we learned strategically about our home, that we moved our home office, which was on the first floor. It's an extra bedroom on our first floor, down to our basement for a whole multitude of reasons. And I have a lot of friends who set up home offices in their basement, or moved their home office, or soundproofed their home office because, well, that was necessary for us too, considering in our basement, when one of our 3-year-olds dropped something on the floor, it sounds like a gunshot went off in the basement. So there were some things that insulation-wise were a little handy to have done. Some of it was just survival. Some of it was making it more comfortable for us. Our kids are not in school yet, so we didn't have to set up Zoom situations or desks for Zooming and workspaces for our kids. That was a whole nother level that we didn't have to touch, but a lot of our friends and clients did. And so we would go in and see their house and see that they had workstations set up. There was a lot of virtual accommodations that happened. And I just want to touch on the fact that as you're proceeding with these changes that you're making to make this setup more comfortable for you, think comfort, but think profit too. So as you're doing it, we've really been recommending to people, if you've set up your basement as a home office, keep it as open as possible. Don't limit or restrict the space with rooms and with hallways, because in terms of the value of your home, but also just in terms of your own situation, things are changing so quickly from workspace to workspace, from employer to employer, that you don't want to put a ton of money and restrictions on that space that might just be converted back in a month to something else that you wanted. So keeping that space open, using it as a multifunctional space so that if you did choose to sell at some point, you're not restricted to this is an office. It could be a guest space. It could be a rec area. It can be anything anyone wants it to be. So really keeping an eye on how much money you're putting into these spaces, how limited or restricted you're making these spaces, and if they can be used for dual purpose. That being said, I want to also make it clear that as you're doing these things, other people are too. So some of our clients have realized, hey, my employer is now going totally virtual. We're going to do a lot more traveling. We want to downsize because we don't need this big of a house when we're traveling a lot. A lot of people are in very different situations now because of 2020 and what that led to with a lot of employers and handling different things. Some of our clients are selling, some of them are buying, some of them are downsizing, some of them are getting bigger houses because they've started homeschooling and now they want a space that makes more sense for that experience. Some of them are in total virtual schools and they need a bigger basement. And so there's a lot of different variables, and every family is different. Even if you don't want to sell, even if you want to stay there, we want to make sure that you're doing it in a profitable and comfortable and safe way for you and your family, so that ultimately down the road, when you are ready to refinance or sell or get a home equity line, it's done in the most strategic way for you. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I hope you're doing well, and I hope everyone is staying safe. We'll talk to you soon.